All right. Wow, I just did a vlog and it completely deleted itself. So that's kind of a pain in the ass. So hopefully I'm able to repeat what I said. Otherwise, too bad. So it is coming to the end of August. The last post I made, I just watched briefly to see where I was at. It was the week before the Toronto Outdoor Show, which I had been working towards for the better part of June and July. Well, end of May and June. Um, so probably, I think I remember scheduling 6 weeks to produce the amount of work that I needed to fill the booth, which was 16 24 by 24s and two 48 by 48s. One of which is still here, which turned out really well. I'm super happy how this guy turned out. He's going to be in a show coming up soon. That's one of my better paintings, I believe, and I'm surprised it lasted a show. In regards to the show, it was amazing. It was one of my best shows I've ever done. I managed to pull out a victory. I was voted by the jurors. My booth was voted best in show. What that basically means is that I think I fulfilled the needs of what the jurors were looking for. I don't think by any means that my art was better than anybody else's there for that matter. There's so many amazing painters and sculptors and photographers and ceramic artists and glass artists. It's just like, I think why I did win, and the juror was Olga Korper, who owns one of the biggest contemporary galleries in Toronto, and she's massively respected by the arts community, and like I'm completely blown away by the fact that she voted for me at all. Usually wildlife artists don't get much recognition, although I don't really consider myself a wildlife artist. I'm more of sort of like a contemporary artist with realism involved, well, expressive realism. So I guess I am sort of a wildlife artist, but not primarily. And most of the time, representational art doesn't really get recognized in these sort of shows, because it's mostly like contemporary stuff that gets recognized. And I'm super happy and surprised and elated that I won that prize. It was a nice moment for my art career. I think the reason why I was voted that way is that my booth was coherent. There was a common message, a theme. My work's language was working. All the pieces looked like they belonged together and were done. Not to say anything bad about anybody else. I just think that that's what stood out in terms of why she chose my booth. The other thing is I think I talked and made some valid arguments, and I explained my work in a way that, I mean, convinced her that I had the best ideas, and the best in show was for me. There was a lot of people, and it was really hot. They changed the layout this year of the show, and I don't know if it was necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. I just feel like there wasn't as many people as there were last year, but I think that's just in a location. This year they had sort of like a center area, like a courtyard, so to speak, where some artists had tents, and then people sort of like, it seemed like people were circling around it and not really engaging on the inside of it. And it's just like that, crowd mentality. People go where the big crowds are going, and I think they're just, it was funny. I mean, me and a couple of my friend artists that were there, we were just watching hordes of people walk by, like on the outside, and not come in. And it's just a learning process. I think they're going to do it again next year. I think it's a good concept. I sold a few pieces. It was good. A lot of my stuff are now, a lot of it's sold, and a lot of it is now in galleries. I've actually made a couple pretty good connections, although I'm pretty set with the galleries that I feel are like the best to represent me, so to speak. So right now I'm back in the studio after after the show ended in mid-July. Me and the wife and the kids decided to go on a short 10-day vacation just to get out of the city. It's been a really busy year for me and my wife. A lot of things have happened. She expanded her business and moved out, got her own studio. Now I have my own studio. We've had a couple big art shows this year, and she's had a couple of really big things happen in her business career that are going to lead to good things. So we haven't had much time to do family vacations. I mean, we've already done a couple this year. I shouldn't say that. We're actually really spoiled because of the way our lives are, but we did go to Abu Dhabi in May, so that was nice. But we decided to take just the kids and go out west and visit Vancouver and see the mountains, visit my beautiful cousins and my aunts and my uncles, and I met up with my mom and dad, and we basically drove around, and I was completely and utterly inspired by the landscape out there, the mountains and the rainforest. We went to Tofino, and definitely am going back. I was actually able to, I took some time to walk in the woods, and I got some stuff that I'm going to use in some paintings. A whole little bag full of some mossy stuff that I found that you can't get here. And some beech wood and stuff like that. So I'm anxious for this next chapter of this year. We've got a lot going on in the next few months to wrap everything up before Christmas vacation. That's pretty much the next time we're going to be doing any sort of vacationing. I have a show coming up in October, a big group show with a gallery. I will post on my website. So that's one of my priorities. But right now I have this monster commission that needs to get done in the next week. And then I have another monster commission that I need to get done in the next 2 weeks. And then I have a couple little tiny things that need to get tied up. And then I'm going to get back into producing a new body of work with some ideas that I've come up with. All in all, it's been a pretty amazing summer, art-wise and life-wise. No complaints here. I've gone back to work during the week with the visual effects studio that I work for, and I seem to be, we are ramping up soon. So I have to tie up a bunch of loose ends on this side to make sure that I'm ready for Visual Effects Life, which is coming soon. We have an amazing project that's coming up. I can't talk about right now, but it's going to be freaking amazing. I'm super stoked about that. So for the next little while, I'm going to probably just be painting as much as I can, get as much work as I can done, get my commissions done, and then start experimenting on what I have planned for the next show in October. And then after October, I have the show in February, which is coming soon, Artist Project 2018. And then we start over the cycle again next year, and it's just like boom, 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 boom. I got a couple new tattoos. That was fun. That was really fun. This hurt. My buddy Spencer Harrington, Pravda Tattoos Toronto. There's a shout out for you, buddy. Not that anybody's really watching. I think I got 8 views on the last video. What else? Nothing. Just gonna paint now. Just going to paint and keep up the good fight. So hope to see you guys. Comment, ask questions, subscribe, share. Ask me any questions that you have if you feel like I can help you in any way. I'd love to. And that goes for any visual effects like comp questions, map painting, or just traditional art. Let me know. So thanks for watching. You guys take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.